Is there a counter? Yes, there's a counter going. All right, look at the dogs. Hi, dogs. Look at me. Good morning, happy Friday to you people. So, want to talk to you about a couple of things. One, so I went out, fed the homeless last night. It was pretty intense. There were a lot of people, we believe, and it got a little chaotic for a period of time. And it went fast, hard, and furious. And by 8:30, we're pretty much done. Who is that? Is that Stifler Manufacturing? Good morning, Stifler. So you're going to understand what I'm going to talk about. So, I drove my Genesis Coupe because now that I replaced the hub assemblies on the front, my ABS works. I got no lights on the dash, so I figured, hey, let me drive the Genesis, unlike the Lexus, where I'm picking up food donations all the time with. Is that Fat Gray Man? Fat Gray Man! Good morning! Driving Rich, yes. So, on my way home, I stop and get gas at Costco. Why? Because I'm cheap. That's why. Plus, at nearly 10 o'clock at night, there's nobody online there, so it's stupid easy to get gas. I pulled up, almost all the pumps were empty. I get a block away from Costco, in fact, right in front of the Hyundai dealer that I wasn't quite happy with, and my clutch slave cylinder blew out, and the clutch pedal went to the floor. And so I got out of the car, rolled down the window, and, pushed the car on the A-pillar and steered with my right hand and pushed the car off the main road onto the side street, pulled up the hood, looked, confirmed my brake fluid was low because the slave cylinder blew out, and I noticed drops of fluid in my driveway. And I'm like, I thought it was somebody else. I didn't realize it was, I guess, my slave cylinder leaking over time. So I don't think it blew out. I think it began leaking and then finally ran out of fluid. So I call a tow truck company. They wanted $311 to go 17 miles, $175 for the hookup. And I was like, dang. And so I think there's one car in the family. I have full coverage, which includes towing, and the other two cars, this one and my Genesis, basically my cars, I don't have towing on. And so I'm there with the hood open. A cop came by. I'm like, no, I didn't call the cops. They were chill. Then some good Samaritan came by in a pickup truck, and he asked if I needed help. He's like, I got tools, I got this, I got that. And I said, and he was pretty insistent that he wanted to help, which was really a nice thing. Like, somebody like me, I might be like, all right, don't need help, see you later. He had brake fluid. So I topped it off, and I pumped it up, and I was able to get home, and it was a brand new container of brake fluid. He gave it to me. I'm like, can I buy it? And he's like, no. And I was able to get home. So now here's the cool thing. So I don't know why I feel so good about this. I guess, I don't know if you guys are like me, but if you do good things, maybe you just take it for granted and don't expect other people to do good things. And I felt very blessed last night that I was able to get my car home without paying $300 for towing. I look it up. There's Sachs clutch kits. So not the flywheel, pressure plate, clutch disc, and slave cylinder for just over $300. In fact, there's a guy at my church with a lift, and I was just talking to another guy that I do volunteer work with, and he has a lift in his garage. Now, and he's like, yeah, if you ever want to go over and get it working, it doesn't work. I'm like, really? So so I got finish up this story, and I got another story. So I looked up, you can make a lot of money running a towing business. Now, I don't know, I asked Gemini. So I asked Gemini a bunch of questions about a towing business. Let's see, I might have to read here, and let me get the car driving itself. So, I mean, AI ain't gonna replace towing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The AAA towing might be a good idea. I mean, dude, my car insurance for the three cars is $3,500 for 6 months. I've got no coverage. I got bare minimum on this Rexus, and I've got the bare minimum on my Genesis, and I got full coverage on my wife's car. But I hate to say it, all of the cars are paid for, and if it's $3,500 a month I might just drop full coverage on everything. My wife's car's a 2020, so I was like, maybe I'll just keep the coverage on it. But actually, no, I still have full coverage on this car. I got to drop that, man. Frag out! We're at a record for a couple of years after I got out of the Army. It was, dude, I think we need to talk, because maybe you can tell me about the trade a little bit. Because I'm serious. Look, AI's eating jobs like mine, and I do have some money I can tap into, and I could throw some money down on a tow truck. So that's Zanti Rumble. What's up? What's up? Or Vulcan Rumble? Vulcan Rumble. Sorry. Alabama in the house. Live life. How's it going, man? Look at the doggies. They're chilling. There's their meds. And so yeah, I'm kind of excited about the idea of maybe a tow truck business is in my future. I'm excited that I got home and didn't have to pay $311. I just feel incredibly blessed that there was a good Samaritan out there that helped me. There's a guy at church. I texted him, this is the first time I know him, but we haven't shared contact info. And so Fragout's saying pretty much have to live in the truck. That's the downside. Well, so be it. Whatever. We'll figure things out. So there's a guy at my church, like I was saying, I know him. I see him every Sunday, and he's a car guy, and he's got a lift in his garage. And then the guy that I do volunteer work, he says he's got a lift in his garage, but it doesn't work, and if I want to fix it, I can fix it. I'm like, what? So that's all me. Happy Friday, guys. The next story I want to tell you about is Tim Hoffman of Hoffman Tactical, since he got the bad news that Rare Breed, wow, I don't know why I keep doing that. Rare Breed successfully got an injunction against him for selling safeties. Tim was hoping that, hey, he was going to be able to sell safeties, raise money for his lawsuit against Rare Breed. And basically Rare Breed is, all is fair in love and war. I don't know about that. All in fair is in love and war if you have no soul. How about that? So Tim Hoffman has a Give Send Go, not a GoFundMe, Give Send Go. And if you look up Give Send Go Hoffman Tactical, or if you look up Hoffman Tactical on X, people are donating. People are leaving comments about Rare Breed. If you can contribute, only $5, do it. Dude, there were people. I don't know if he wants me to name his name. He gave $5,000. I'm like, God bless you. I knew who it was, and I texted him, God bless you, immediately. And at first I thought it was 500. I'm like reading it's like 11:30 at night, and I'm not paying a whole lot of attention. Then I looked again, it was $5K. So some people, I would love to be that financially well off that I could donate $5K. That would be a big blessing. I would be able to bless a lot of people. And since I had good fortune last night that I didn't have to pay $300 for towing, I passed the blessing on. So, if you can, donate. If you can only donate $5, donate $5. If you can donate more, donate more. If you can't donate, give prayers and just share the Give Send Go to the people in your community, our community. So Tim Hoffman, is anybody out there that can post the link? Yeah, I got to pay attention to the road a little bit. If somebody could post the link, it's so if you go on X and Hoffman Tactical, it's there. And if you go to Give, Send, Go and search for Hoffman Tactical, you'll find it. But if you guys could post the link, that would be really great. I'd appreciate it. In fact, Rayman, just give me a second. I got to make this turn. It's funny, a buddy of mine that's actually he's running for governor, Larry Sharp, governor of New York. So running for governor of New York is rare, right. Ouch! Non-governmental organization, yes. Coop, what's up, buddy? How come you're not a moderator here? I don't know if I can do that right now. Can I moderate you right now? No, cancel. How do I get back? Oh, I gotta click that. All right. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. All right. Let me get the car self-drive. Kurt 24. Yeah, so if one of you guys could drop the Give, Send, Go for Tim Hoffman, that would be great. Why is my car accelerating into the back of the bus that's slowing down? That's always bad. Whoa. It's funny, buses have such a long overhang after their rear axle, the butt swings out. All right, and we probably don't want to go too fast on this road. Okay, good. Max speed set. And Kurt 24 for the win. Yeah, guys, please share that link if you can contribute. If you contribute $5, that's wonderful. If you can contribute more, that's wonderful. If you can't contribute at all, and all you got is prayers and the ability to share, God bless you. Do it. It's Dark and I have talked about this. It's kind of tough, for the most part. Not